So without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Sara Azmat, who again, as I introduced, if you missed initially, she's the director at AIMS, and she's going to tell us details about AIMS, what they do, the various projects, and how you can get involved. And like Asma said, altruism, which is getting involved with a cause that matters to you, showing compassion, is one of the ways to de-stress. So Sara can provide a mechanism to de-stress through AIMS, inshallah. All right, go ahead, Sara.
Okay, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. So my name is Sara Azmat. I am a director at AIMS USA. It's a pleasure working for AIMS USA, and I have a deep connection with my work because I myself am a type 1 diabetic, and I was diagnosed at the age of 10. So, but I was a very lucky diabetic because my parents, they could afford my diabetic care. I could go to the best hospital. I could get my medication on time. And unfortunately, in our country, Pakistan, there are a lot of poor and small children who doesn't have these facilities, and they don't have the money to buy insulin, which is a life-saving drug. As all of you might be knowing this fact that diabetes is a disease in which you know about, that the pancreas, it stops working. And a person has to take insulin from outside in order to have a normal sugar level. So we at AIMS, we provide complete diabetic care. And I'm going to go into all these details, but firstly, I'll introduce myself properly. So my name is Sara Azmat. I'm a secretary and director at AIMS USA. I'm an advocate for diabetes care. I've done counseling for children with diabetes. I've counseled their parents and the new diabetic children. I've done my degree from Massey University, New Zealand, and I've been living in Dallas for 10 years now. Alhamdulillah. I love Dallas community. I love the masjid, Plano Masjid, Fresco Masjid. I'm a regular at these places, and I love my friends, and the community is amazing in Dallas. So Dr. Zal, now I'll talk about the founder of AIMS USA. Dr. Ziaul Hassan, he is an endocrinologist who started this mission, and this amazing doctor, Dr. Ziaul Hassan, he had a vision. His mother died because of diabetes, and since then he made his mission to help people with diabetes to fight against this disease. He was awarded Sitara Imtiaz in 2019. That's the highest award given by the President of Pakistan. And he was awarded for his impeccable services to the community. So AIMS USA is a company which supports AIMS in Pakistan. Pakistan is a poor country, it's a developing country, the poverty rate is very high, and AIMS has a very unique model. Our model was actually inspired by a very unique, beautiful and very workable, very successful model, Burdem, which was used in Bangladesh. And in Bangladesh, all the sugar hospitals were using this model, so we got our inspiration from our neighboring country, Bangladesh. And our AIMS model have three main parts. You can say the three main services which we provide is, firstly is the hospital. The hospital provides the circle of care. Then we have the juvenile diabetic unit, and then we have the community outreach program. Jazakallah for watching the video. This was our sugar hospital, and it's amazing state-of-the-art facility. All our machinery and everything we got imported from England, the ambulances and everything. These poor people are given free treatment and free of charge services. All the circle of care, the diabetic nurse, the foot care, the eye care, the dental hygienist, everything is for free. And it's mashallah, we are seeing about 50 to 100 patients every day at this hospital. So you just saw that video, and now I'll move on to the Juvenile Diabetic Unit. Juvenile Diabetic Unit is a program which is very close to my heart because it deals with small children. And you know, I'm a mother of 3 small children, so all these children, when I look at them, they remind me of myself actually when I was small and how it was for me. So Juvenile Diabetic Unit, the leader of JDU is Sabha Tanveer. She goes into the schools, she does awareness about diabetes, what are the symptoms of this disease. And she does, this team, they do screening for children. They do, if they find any child having symptoms such as high thirst or lethargicness, or they are lethargic, or they are going to the bathroom too much, and the symptoms like these, they are sick and not getting better at all, like they have a sore throat, and these children, they're not recovering from even a small sore throat, then we do diabetic checkup for them. We do a blood test, and then if we find that these children are suffering from diabetes, we refer them to our hospital. Next slide. Prevention is a very important step. If you prevent these children from having diabetes, if a child is pre-diabetic, is overweight, and you come to know that this person is HbA1c is just on the borderline, you can protect that child from having diabetes and taking insulin injections for the rest of her or his life. You see in this picture, this little girl is being screened. And it's also very important to detect diabetes at an earliest possible stage, because it's such a disease. If a child has high sugar levels for a long period of time, they can have kidney damage, they can have nerve damage, and they can, have so many complications, lifelong complications. So our unit is doing an amazing job, and they're going into these schools and in remote areas, in poor communities, schools for poor children, the government schools, where they cannot, where AIMS is their only hope actually, because we are doing this program. It's one of a kind in Pakistan. Next slide, please. I've asked my daughter to help me with the slides, Zoha. So I'm asking her. So you can see that this is another picture of children in a school. And they're also very happy to see our teams in schools, because our team is very friendly and welcoming. They give out flyers, they give out small little gifts to these children. And these children, they are encouraged to have a healthy lifestyle. What is balanced eating? What is exercise? Why is exercise important? And what is a good sleeping patterns? Just like Counselor Asma said, that sleep is very important, and we cannot stress more on these topics of exercise and good eating habits and good sleeping patterns, because they are very important and for everybody. Next, Zoha. So I've chosen 2 children from the JDU project. Firstly, I will tell Hamza's story. As you see, this little sweet boy, Hamza, he is 12 years old and he studies in grade 6. And his father is an electrician. He has got 5, they're in total 5 brothers and sisters. And he used to have headaches and body aches and pain. And one time he fainted out of the blue. So he came in our school visits from the JDU program. In our awareness session, we found out about this child, Hamza, and we referred him to our hospital, AIMS Sugar Hospital. There he was given a proper treatment. And now, alhamdulillah, mashallah, he's a healthy boy. And he can have a normal life now. He can, his sugar levels are completely normal. His HbA1c is back to normal. And now he can play soccer with his friends, and he is going to school, and everything is back to normal for him. And you can also help a child like Hamza. you can adopt a child like Hamza for insulin. Only for $45 a month, you can provide children like Hamza with insulin, because they are very poor. His father is an electrician. Nowadays, in times of Corona, the businesses are growing worse, and the sources like the poverty, I can't explain to you how much they're poor, and how much, like, even they have to make a decision whether to buy food or whether to buy insulin. They cannot simply afford this treatment. Insulin is very expensive. It's an expensive medicine. And the next, I've chosen a girl, and this girl is Muskan. She's 13 years old. My daughter Zoha is also 13 years old. May Allah protect all our children. And this little girl, Muskan, she was diagnosed with diabetes at the age of 7. And her father is jobless, and her mother is a social worker. She does a government job. She gives polio drops, and she goes from house to house. They could not afford diabetes care as well. And when she came to her hospital, she was in a very bad condition. And she was so thin and fragile, and she could, like, her sugar levels were at 500. She was in a very bad state, but alhamdulillah, our doctors helped her. We gave her diabetic education, what to eat, how to control her diabetes. A diabetic person has to be trained properly, because it's a lifelong disease. A person has to take training and a proper education. Okay, I'm taking, how many insulin units do I need for this food which I'm eating right now? For this, the hospital care is very, very important. So this girl, she is feeling well, alhamdulillah, and she's leading a normal life now. And alhamdulillah, and she wants to become a doctor one day when she grows up. And that is so amazing. You can make her dreams come true. We all can join hands together, and we can help children like Muskan and Hamza to achieve their dreams of life, inshallah. Next slide. So in this picture, you can see, thirdly and lastly, I'll talk about our community outreach program. So this is also a very wonderful program. We do mobile clinics. We have state-of-the-art ambulances which are equipped with all the medications, like a small clinic inside an ambulance. And we got these ambulances from England as well. So our teams, they go into these remote villages like Sawabi and Naushera and Charsada, and even more villages where people are completely unaware of what is diabetes, what is hypertension. They don't know anything, and they're completely in the darkness. When somebody gets diabetes in these villages, they say, oh, a jinn has come on this person, and a jinn is making this person crazy. But it's not the jinn, it's diabetes. But these people, they need awareness. They need this important information. Our teams of AIMS goes into the villages. They educate them about the symptoms of diabetes, and if somebody is found, they're given medications on the spot. You can see in this picture that our doctor is giving medicines to this child. And this is also a very important program. So if you have a village in Pakistan, if you want our team to go and help you out in your village, and you want to send AIMS team to your village, you can sponsor a village by visiting our website, or you can email me, and I can help you with that, inshallah. Next slide. So even in these pictures, you can see our teams, AIMS, have gone into these villages, helping out these ladies and giving them flyers and talking to them about health issues, diabetes, hypertension, other non-communicable diseases. And we are holding these mobile clinic visits every month. And in about a year, about 60,000 people have benefited from our community outreach program. So now I'll talk a little bit about COVID. So COVID has been our friend for 5 months now, and all of us are facing lockdown because of COVID. In Pakistan, because of the lockdown, COVID-19, our hospital was closed for 2 months. But still, our team of AIMS went to the homes to deliver insulin to these children and to these older people. And they still helped them. And we reopened our hospital on the 20th of April. And the patients, they come and they get screened and they get all the help they can from our hospital. But we really need to give support to our frontliners, who are the doctors and the nurses and the technicians and the lab workers, the pharmacy workers. They need gloves, they need masks, they need overalls to protect them, because every day they're facing about 50 to 100 patients, and they are the people who are most exposed. And I always think about them when I'm sitting at home, that we are at home and we are protected, but the frontliners, they are the real heroes, because even at times of COVID, they go to the hospital every day and they help people every day, and we need to be their support as well. So I'll talk about donations in the end. You can visit our website. It's www.abasin.org. You can sponsor a child for insulin by only giving in $45 a month. You can sponsor a village visit. If you have a village in KPK or in any other place, we can send our team out there to do screening, to give out supplies. And it makes a huge difference, because my husband is from Charsada. I'm married into Charsada village, and we have been doing mobile clinics there, and it has really helped the community. The poor people, the farmers, the beggars, the farmers, they're very poor people in the villages and in the remote areas, and they really don't know about anything. So this is also a wonderful project. Then the donations can go into we collect funds for COVID-19 for our frontliners. You can become a member of AIMS by visiting our website. You can donate every month from $10 to $100, and you can become a permanent member. That would be so great. Every dollar you pay will be put to right use, inshallah. You can sponsor a doctor or a nurse salary. So AIMS is a nonprofit organization. All services are provided completely for free. So the doctor's salary and the nurse salary, everything comes from fundraising, which we do. And you can also do that. You can sponsor a doctor's salary, a nurse salary, and then comes you can lastly you can give in your zakat, your sadaqah, your donation. For all the donations you make, we'll give you feedback about how the donations were used, and we will stay in touch with you. And as Nabila said, that you can fill out the form in the chat, a Google form, so we can stay in touch with you and let you know about what AIMS USA is doing. So that's all for my presentation. Jazakallah khair for attending our wonderful women's session today. And from the depths of my heart, I say Jazakallah I thank you, our dear Asma, for giving us such a beneficial talk about stress management. And Jazakallah to Nabila for her lovely, for hosting this program for us. And that was the end of my session. Thank you so much for listening to me. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jazakallah khair, Sarah, for sharing this eye-opening and valuable information, and for giving us the opportunity to become involved. We are so impressed by the work that AIMS is doing, and all of the individuals that are involved with AIMS, whether it be in the hospital or whether it be remotely. It is truly inspirational, and your slides and the information that you've provided is really beneficial to anyone looking to get involved and really making a difference. AIMS really seems to be putting the money to the best possible use, and using it for the people that direly need it. So may Allah put barakah in all your work. May Allah guide us and bless us to be a part of this organization, whether directly or indirectly. Just supporting this organization indirectly will make you a member of this organization and will make you a part of this cause. So thank you for giving us the opportunity to become a part of such a noble cause. So we really appreciate that.